This is Last BlitzKrieg from MMP Games. It's part of the Battalion Combat series, and we're looking at the situation in the Battle of the Bulge campaign at the end of the 6th turn, 21st of December 1944. We continue with the method we did last time. We're looking at this more as a strategic element rather than looking at the individual divisions. If we look at the south of the bulge pocket, the southern shoulder, the Americans are not really putting any pressure on at the moment. They've not got enough troops in this particular area to do more than push forward towards the Saar River as much as they can, but it's fairly quiet in this sector. If we look at the area around Bastogne, this is where a lot of the breakthroughs are happening. The Germans haven't really made any attempt to attack Bastogne. They're just bypassing it because, to be quite honest, trying to shift the 101st Airborne, they're really high quality troops there. Like, they haven't got much artillery or anything like that, but they're got action ratings of 5, a lot of those troops. Not easy to shift. The big problem for the Germans came here with the FJ division. It's a parachute division. It's a very poor division, but it's ended up being the spearhead of the German penetration to the south of Bastogne. That unit spectacularly failed to achieve an activation, which really did hold up the Germans there. The big thing that's happened today is the mud's gone. Now, I don't know how long the snow's going to hold off for, but the fact that mud disappeared released a lot of German motor truck-based units. Actually, all the German infantry is actually truck-bound. It's not in armoured personnel carriers, but you know what I mean. This sort of half-track type transports that they used at this period in history. To the north of Bastogne, the Germans, 26 Volks Grenadier Division, the Panzer Lehr, have pushed forward with it, and the 2nd Panzer in support. There's other units coming into this gap here. There's now the 9th SS is being joined by the 1st SS, so the SS have started to recognise that the penetration to the north isn't going very well. It's running into a lot of American opposition, and there's still a gap here to be exploited. The Americans are beginning to move units into it. We've got the 84th Infantry just trying to slot into the line and cut off a lot of this open ground. The American units in this sector here are very, very weak. They're just dependent on getting replacements to build any of the component units up to 1-step strength. They're not really in any condition to stop anything. If we look at the situation to the north, on the northern edge of the bulge pocket, there's sort of a pretty static line beginning to form. The Americans, again, they're not really pressing as yet, though they might start pressing this turn. They're more concerned on getting a steady front line and gradually cutting off the German penetration to the west. There is room to come through this gap here, but because the 14th Cavalry is pretty much non-existent. It's a very, very weak formation, but the terrain is very difficult to move through there. The main road is actually blocked still by American units. And also you've got quite powerful American units here, the 82nd, 7th Armoured. There's another armoured division concentrating around here. I think it's the 3rd Armoured, yeah. So the Americans are trying to plug the holes in the front, but the Germans are just going for gaps. They've got to go for gaps now. There's very few of them. It's only in a couple of turns time I expect there won't be much room to make any penetrations. If you look at the number of victory point hexes the Germans currently have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's it. They're going to need a damn sight more than that. If you look at the victory point hexes over here in American hands, there are quite a few still, all the way to the Meuse River, over here. So there's room for the Germans to seize more victory point hexes, but it's getting harder and harder as time goes by. In terms of playing the game out, we're certainly going to play it to the end of the main scenario. Whether we actually play the second part of the game, the expanded game, I don't know. What I might do is just put this game to one side and come back and play the second half of it, because it is a good game, but I've got an itch, an OCS itch that I want to scratch. Okay, and that's it for the moment. So it's, as far as I know, it's still anybody's game. If I knew this game a bit better, I might be able to say, well, the Germans are definitely lost by now, but I can't say that because I'm not really familiar with the actual way the victory points are scored at the end and how many the Germans need to succeed. They certainly haven't got as far as they did historically, but the Allies certainly haven't cut off all roads to the west yet.